Panthor. I have been gunning for this for a long time. Finally. Let's do it. So, Masterverse. I love Battle Cat. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and I love the fact that he's also Cringer. Yes, one could argue he's too big to be Cringer, but one could also say, we got it. Like the original Battle Cat, and most of the time that Battle Cat has been released in other waves, including classics, he has been a big tiger. You take the mask off, big tiger. But you take the mask off of Battle Cat in Masterverse, and he looks like Cringer. Do you got to suspend your disbelief a little bit when that one stands next to Prince Adam? Yes, I didn't say it was perfect, but I said I loved it. For me, it sold the illusion just enough. And I put him on the shelf in a way that kind of makes him, like, I purposely tuck the legs in and everything and make him smaller and kind of give him that face so that he looks kind of Cringer-ish. And then it sells the effect. It looks good. One could argue we needed an actual Cringer in the line, but after Battle Cat, we weren't getting anything in the line. So what was the chance that we were actually going to get a Cringer? For that matter, while we had the body for Battle Cat, you would imagine that Panthor would have been right around the corner. But just like Stridor took forever to finally give us Nightmare, this guy took a long time to show up. Like a long time. And I absolutely loved Battle Cat. I have 4 of them. So of course, when I heard this was a thing, I was like, oh, that is for me. Now I've only got 1. My money panned out in a way that at the time that this was released, I could only get 1. And I said to myself, buy 1. Wait. See if it sells out. Get a couple more if you need them. Or if it goes on sale, drop and buy 2 or 3 of them. Well, step 1, I've got to see if Panthor is worth it at all. The artwork is unbelievable. But it always is, right? I mean, how often do we go over one of these things and I have to point out the artwork? I just want to open this. And here is Battle Cat. Sorry. Of course, Panthor. His saddle it feels like a less material than Battle Cat. And I'll go over that actually, because I'm going to be looking at Battle Cat as well alongside this. But the first thing that catches my attention, this coloring is fantastic. And that face, man, that is menacing and cool. I mean, it is unbelievable. Look at that. That is good. And something I wasn't expecting, the new head for the cat, when the jaw opens, the teeth come down, allowing for it to really get that big, powerful jaw, and the teeth can be pushed back up. So when the mouth closes, the teeth push back up and it closes complete, where Battle Cat really didn't have that. Now, this is something that I was just talking about. That's Cringer. See the difference that just some posing makes? That he's smaller, he's a little more timid, he's not up and ready for battle like this cat right here. Like it, with just the right body language, you can kind of sell this as Cringer. Dude, stop mean mugging so hard. But like with Cringer, the mouth opens, but the teeth are covered. It's not the same kind of thing. And you can't really get the same kind of roar that you can get out of Panthor. Panthor just gets that absolute fearsome open jaw all the way. It's really nice. I like the whiskers that come down here. This is all very, 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 very solid. I see some coloration of black in the fur, as well as this deep purple that's running through. And from what I could tell, this is pretty much a reuse of the cat body, which is fine. We've added armor pieces down here. Of course, we have the saddle, and the saddle has some really cool, really, really awesome details, like especially that backbone right there and whatnot. It's just good. We got the Skeletor symbol here, and we got the skulls and everything on the side. It's very, very, very well done. It also came with this helmet piece, which that is really cool. Even, like, that's just so good. That is tremendous. I'm really into this. Comparing, because why not? I have so many of them. Let's get it down here and see it. Battle Cat, right there. Body pose language right now, we have his legs pulled in a little bit, which kind of makes him feel a little slimmer, while I have Battle Cat's legs pulled out and kind of straight down, so he seems a little bit bigger, like a little more of an imposing force, but this guy seems meaner in some ways because that dark really, really plays for him very, very well. And you could also take the same stance as this Battle Cat right here, and you could make him every bit as big. I kind of have his tail up, and I kind of purposely have my Battle Cat's tail down. And these two are fantastic pieces. Like, I love the cats, man. I love the cats. They're so good. They're an absolute to the line, and this guy is every bit what I was expecting. We do have this spear that he comes with, and from what I understand, he can carry said spear. I want to say that it goes on like this. I'm pretty sure that's correct. However, it could also be that it's supposed to go like this, and that could also be the way that it's supposed to go. I don't know how much it matters, and I don't know how practical it is either way, because if we're talking about any kind of real-world aspect, it's not like whomever is on this can reach down and take this. Like, they can't do it, because it would actually be hooked in, and you wouldn't be able to lift it up anyway, and you'd have to go under your feet to do it. But you can carry it with you, and then when you get off of Panthor, wherever you're going, you would then have this spear, or you could carry a separate item on the other side because there's the carrying bars for each one, so you could take like an axe with you into combat or something like that. In fact, most people, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like the new battle armor Skeletor to be paired with this Panthor, and I don't think I hate that idea. This axe could be carried on the sides here, just like this could be carried, and I think that would be very cool. And I think I'm going to debate how I plan to pose him. One of the reasons that I kind of want more than one of these is because I wouldn't mind having one that's a Panthor battle ready complete, that's on the shelf with an actual person on it and everything, and then another one that's sitting there just as Panthor, but it's not the same effect as Battle Cat. Battle Cat, there's a specific reason I wanted two of them, and it wasn't just like, oh man, I want all the things. Like, it just, I really wanted the effect that this brings. That there is a Cringer here, and there is a Battle Cat here, and really, with the armor and without the armor, you make a case for having both of them on your shelf. This one can sit next to Prince Adam, and this one can be with Tila or with actual He-Man or whomever, and it just really creates that effect that there are two different figures on the shelf. I don't think necessarily that I would get that from Panthor the same way. I think that Panthor, in the end, is what he is. He's Panthor, and that's really cool, but I think with or without the armor, he's just going to really sell as Panthor. He does come with this background here. It's a diorama, which I thought was going to be pretty cool, but if I'm being perfectly honest, like... So here's the thing about dioramas. The idea is that we could, like, set them up on the shelf and get a cool background, or maybe we'd be able to, like, put our guys in front of it and do, like, a cool, like, photography thing real quick, and I will try to get a photo for the video off of this. But it's small. I know they're not going to give us a gigantic background, but it's even smaller than the Batcave. Like, it's smaller than the Batcave that's sitting up here. So it's one of those things where, like, I really do appreciate the fact that they gave it to me, but if I put this Skeletor on Panthor, he's then too tall for this background, and if I take the shot, it's not going to really work. So it's a cool idea, but it's not that useful in any kind of practical setting, except for maybe the 5.1 guys. Like, if Dumbface wanted to get a picture here, he could get a picture here. I sure could! Like, that would work. But this really, you really got to get in tight with the picture and everything. Not that you can't do it. Not that it can't be sold. I'm sure that I can make it work. But these backgrounds that they give us, sometimes I have big expectations for what I might be able to get away with when I see them. And then I get them, and it's not quite... If this was this tall, that's it. I'm just asking for this much more. This would have been perfect. But when you're scaling something for like 7-inch action figures, and then this is a diorama for a 7-inch action figure vehicle, basically, you have to keep that in mind, and you cause a problem for yourself. He's too big. Small complaint, but it is there. So that's Panthor added to the shelf. I don't have any real complaints here. I am glad that I bought one because I'm under the impression that I don't need two. After kind of looking him over, I think that it wouldn't be that much of a pain to take the armor off and on. If I wanted to get certain kinds of shots, like him standing next to the Bone Throne as Panthor or something like that, I think I could easily get that. I could complain about the background, but there's really no need. Like I said, I just kind of wish it was a little bigger, but hey, what are you going to do? Otherwise, this is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I mean, what am I going to do? That's pretty much it. That's Panthor. That's what I've been asking for. All they had to do was repaint it, give it different armor, change the head. I am happy. They did exactly that. They reused the body, they painted it, they gave it some armor, they changed the head. Perfect. Perfect. No real complaints. Panthor, added to the shelf. Awesome. Great. So many more videos to do, so much to open, so much to talk about. I'm going to get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.